Hello there, Dr. Steen, esteemed colleagues. My name is Tracy Baxendale Ball, and I have been a social worker since 1992. I emigrated to the United States in my early 20s after completing a bachelor's degree and getting out of merry old England to explore a career in the US. Later completing a master's at Western Michigan University. Being a social worker has been one of the most enduring things in my life, despite quite a lot of tumult. And I continue to have a burning passion for the field. I love teaching and mentoring young social workers, and I also love treating clients with complex post-traumatic stress disorder or trauma spectrum disorders. Even though I am well seasoned, I am not done yet with my career. And so one of the reasons that I'm doing my doctorate is that I want to be able to do something other than private practice or to be working as an executive leader at an agency such as a nonprofit or NGO. I founded Vibrant Health Company in 2015 as an innovative virtual clinic. Everybody thought I was crazy back then, and this was before virtual therapy was really a thing. But I continue to own and operate Vibrant Health Company, but I also have several other gigs that make money and contribute to my budget because I like to have diversified income. And I'm also a Gemini, so I like to do lots of novel things and keep intellectually stimulated. So after 30 years in the field, there's really not too many jobs that I haven't done, but I've never done hospice. I can't really think of anything else that I haven't worked on, consulted for, or collaborated with. Working in academia and being able to practice from an academic setting is the goal for the rest of my life. I anticipate that I will not stop working because I enjoy the intellectual stimulation and I enjoy the coaching and guiding aspects. And I love being around young people that are really passionate about our field because that helps me to stay engaged. So if you would bear with me for a moment, I'd like to lay out my career path for you. And I also trust the universe fully. And I know that my future could look completely different from that. And I'm okay with it as long as I can use my intellectual property in a way that benefits others and pays my bills. So one of the things that I have been working on over the last couple years is a model that will transform my career from a one-on-one based model to a model where I can have different streams of income from different kinds of things that I do. And so I have developed various modes of treatment that relate to CPTSD that I hope will help me to do that within an academic setting, also working as a consultant for various gigs. And I'd love to write some tips. That's treatment protocols for SAMHSA or NIH. Don't have any ins with them, so definitely will need my doctorate and some journal publications to do that. But take a look at my scribbles here. I actually just did this yesterday to try to keep me focused as we're going through the next few semesters so that I don't stray from the work that I've already put in. At the bottom here, you'll see the word workbook, and I have been working on about a 200-page workbook that is for trauma survivors, couples after trauma, and families trying to help adults in their family that suffer from CPTSD. The workbook is an ongoing project, and I intend to publish that either before I graduate or just after, depending on what my smart faculty advisor tells me to do. So the workbook is in progress, and I've got a friend in Australia that specializes in movement. She is going to collaborate on a chapter with me, and we'll see how that goes. But I have developed a trauma effects model that maps out the neurosomatic effects of trauma that usually end in early death because of generational and historical issues that people with CPTSD face. So this is a model that feeds into this here, my 4-quadrant model, which is a way of working with trauma survivors that have very complex needs that cannot be treated by one evidence-based practice. We need to have a consilience or a blended approach, and this 4-quadrant model that I've developed is a way to be able to blend approaches. I actually want to develop this as a CEU or training course or curriculum, and show people how to do long-term treatment for CPTSD, because trauma survivors generally have a course of treatment that is intense for 1 year, follow-up for another year, and then as they experience flares, PRN, intermittent access to services. So the 4-quadrant model comes from my understanding of the neurosomatic effects of trauma. And this 4-quadrant model is based on this trauma solutions program that I have been running in my private practice, so practice-based research. I've been treating people with this program for, about 7 years now. And I am not exaggerating by saying that if a survivor chooses to work with me and comes into my trauma solutions program, I generally do not have any early outs or any early discharges. They stay with me until they complete the program and their CPTSD symptoms are in remission. Don't know how I'm going to prove that. It's all anecdotal, but we'll see. So my trauma solutions program includes this 4-quadrant model that is based on an understanding of the neurosomatic effects of trauma. I have this workbook that I am hoping to publish in the next few years and sell to instructors, survivors, and practitioners. Now, you'll see that there's a split down here, and this really speaks to some maybe unique interests that I have. Most of you know that I am a Tai Chi Qigong instructor, and I also teach dance, and these are hobbies. But in my community, I have noticed that I have survivors in my classes that for many reasons choose not to be in therapy. And so I know that people benefit from things like Qigong and dance and somatic body work. And I am truly hoping to be able to integrate these lifelong practices for me into curriculum and practice and teaching. And then the other niche part is that I've already published a book called Mindful Mates, and I would like to take the work that I do with traumatized couples and publish a second edition of that book called Mindful Mates After Trauma. So I'm gonna be busy. We have a lot of smart people in our class, and we've got a great faculty, and I'm just hoping that we can all help each other with our goals, go to conferences and speak, bounce ideas off, and I'm so excited to be here. See you later.